SteamWorld Heist is a turn-based strategy shooter from developer Image & Form, originally released back in 2015 for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, as well as mobile devices. Having really enjoyed SteamWorld Dig 2, another game by the same developer, I was eager to see what they would do with the over 40-year-old genre. It surprises me to say that the sophomore game in the SteamWorld series not only surpasses the high standards discovered in Dig 2, but has left me practically itching to see what the developer will do next.
The Earth, broken into 1 million shards, forcing its steam-driven inhabitants into space. Hard-working folks known as cowbutts survive by farming moisture and mining what little land is left, constantly dealing with all sorts of space jerks.
Set a couple hundred years after the events of the first Dig game, the story follows tough-as-nails female robot Captain Piper Faraday. After Earth having been destroyed, Steambots have forcefully migrated to the outer limits of space. As Captain Piper, you must build up your arsenal, recruit a truly unique cast of robotic companions, and most importantly, raid enemy ships in search of precious minerals needed to sustain new life in the final frontier. Outside of a brief intro video in the style of old propaganda film, the 14-hour narrative of Heist largely relies on the game's roster of fantastically odd characters and their goofy dialogue with one another. While certainly offering a more diverse cast than Dig 2, at times I still found myself wishing that the text-based exposition was a little bit less present so that I could get back to the game's otherwise wonderfully addicting gameplay. So, like in the case of SteamWorld Dig 2, the story here is not the game's strongest suit, but largely due to the diverse roundup of personable characters, it remains serviceable and cute. The real star of SteamWorld Heist is absolutely its challenging and addicting gameplay. At the beginning of each randomly generated level, the player must pick their companions as well as equip them with a weapon and 2 pieces of gear. While the 2 slots to fill seem overly limited at first glance, the pleasantly wide variety of gear to choose from made for some fun and simple experimentation to see what would stick with each of the different characters. For example, never knowing what the next area's layout would be, I found it helpful to have a tank character equipped with body armor as well as an extra health to be the one to find out, whereas Captain Faraday's ability to not only see the trajectory of her bullets but their ricochets as well had me experimenting with gear more suited to that of a sniper class. As stated, the interiors of hostile ships are randomly generated, but they're also out of view until a member of your squad opens the door to reveal the battlefield. Each character can move a set amount of spaces in any direction to either line up a shot or to take cover behind something that's hopefully durable. After each member of Piper's crew's made their move, it becomes the enemy's turn, and each of their units are allowed to shuffle around and try to outmaneuver your team's strategy in an almost chess-like battle of wits. Like Dig 2, Heist also has a handful of boss encounters that all provided a challenging test of the crew's synergy, having to be approached with a different strategy one would normally use because of an introduced variable. While perhaps not as deep as a Square Enix title, the combat here is always tense, and at times, it's extremely satisfying. I cannot stress this enough, this game is a total blast to play, and its smaller level design caters perfectly to shorter play sessions on the go. Weapons and environmental work are fantastic and really play into the at times nerve-wracking gameplay, each gun offering an impactful crash while being fired. Equally impressive is the ballistic aftermath of having pulled the trigger. The sound of a once solid enemy crumbling apart into a pile of metal on the floor always was satisfying. While the soundtrack of SteamWorld Dig focused on a spaghetti western theme, Heist definitely settles for a more industrial one, offering a percussion-heavy ballad of tunes as well as a few more subdued vocal tracks while occupying one of the game's saloons. Unfortunately, the 13 tracks came off as an afterthought, feeling like they were injected after the game was already made. While Dig 2 had tracks like the excellently themed El Maquino, standout tracks were missing in Heist, and that was a shame. And while voice work is absent in the game, once again the varied blooping and bleeping text of the robotic cast was able to get the job done.
With free aiming instead of dice rolls, your skill makes all the difference.
Developer Image and Form once again shows that excellent gameplay mechanics can make all the difference in a title. SteamWorld Heist is the perfect game for anyone looking for something that they can pick up and put down. Its smaller maps and deceivingly simple battle system will likely provide hours of satisfying gameplay. The title is available for $19.99 on the Nintendo eShop and will take up a mere 200 megabytes of storage on your Switch.
Turn up the steam for the heist of the century!
Feel free to check out my review of the part Dig Dug, part Metroid SteamWorld Dig 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more like it, go ahead and click that subscribe button.